Hello, I'm Vladimir, and this is going to be the presentation for the game graphics programming. And first of all, I'm going to start with the presentation for the scene. The scene is pretty simple, as you can see. It has a skybox, a custom terrain, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 static objects completely textured, and a fog, and from the distance it's going to be the red color. This is the scene. This is the second part of the presentation where I'm going to go into explain my code. First of all, of course, I have all the includes, including the assimp and pragma comments. This is the name of the window, all the buffers and all the variables, for example the swap chain and the DirectX device. The scene itself for the projection view on world, the struct for the terrain, the struct for the model, and the struct for the fog. Also the skybox with all its 6 faces, the buffers for all 5 models, the other models for the scene including the skybox, cooling, the camera, the vertices for the models where I'm gonna store them, and terrain texture. First function is the initialize DirectX. Let's put all the cursor, all the swap chain, and intelligent. The second one, load face, is putting the face for the skybox. It's incrementing the face for the skybox. And here is accessing with the create cube custom skybox. And here is putting all the faces. On the void load high map is for terrain, is incrementing the high map. Here is exactly what it says right here. Modify each vertex Y component based on pixel value and program to the max color value in the corresponding pixel. On the create terrain mesh is just making the mesh for the terrain. Number of vertices. On next one, create shaders, is first of all reading all the files. For example, the vertex shader, the pixel shader, the header, and the pixel shader is also having the fog. Plus is putting the textures in. Plus is putting all the texture for the terrain and for the models. Plus is checking for every texture if it has been loaded correctly or not, and give us as a text for all 5 models. Plus the sampler. The functions for the models are all the same. I have 5 of them. Variable that can receive true or false. True if has been loaded correctly, false if not. Inside is just importing the assimp, reading the file. So the assimp is importing the whole model, which all of them are .obj. It's creating the vertices and importing them. And that's it. It's returning true if it has been loaded correctly, if not it's false. In the create meshes, first of all we have the terrain vertices, which is incrementing the terrain mesh and the height map. And the vertex buffer, after all, is incrementing the index buffer, is creating a constant buffer and the fog buffer. On the void update, we have the moving camera with W, S, Q, and E, and also with the mouse that is just rotating. On the void draw is drawing all the skybox map projection, pixels, shader, vertex shader. Plus here is incrementing the terrain with the scaling that I made this very small terrain because the objects don't take that much space. Plus here the models with all the positions and the scaling. Also the fog with the color here, and the range, which is just 100. The last two functions are shadow DirectX, which is erasing all the shaders buffers, create cooling rasterize on that. That's making the cooling off and on and depth on and off, and incrementing the win main function. The shaders here is importing the models, creating cube skybox, and is drawing everything. So it's called back the win processor. And basically this is my code for the presentation, and this was my scene. Thank you very much for the watching.